Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've officially turned to the dark side, because today's video is our first ever Reddit video, and honestly, I didn't think I would have such a big fall from grace. Yeah, but in case you don't know, I've basically moved the Insta Regret series over to Reddit, which in theory doesn't really make that much sense, because it is called Insta Regret, so it should be on Instagram, but I like the name, so we're keeping it, okay? But it's just easy to do it here, okay? There's one forum with all the topics you want me to talk about. I promise it works. But before we jump into the video, I need to make you guys aware that I'm actually doing monthly giveaways on this Reddit, and for this month, the most active person who gives the best suggestions is gonna win £250, okay? It's literally that simple. So as soon as you see something online that you think, oh, MARKIE could talk about that, head over to the Reddit, it's in the description, post it on the Reddit, and tell me to talk about it. It's that simple, and you can make some money, okay? Enough of the ramble, let's get into the intro. Yes, I've actually tried to avoid looking at this so I could be a little bit surprised, but it turns out, when I said in my last video that if you run out of ideas you can just bully me, you took that quite literally, because the top voted post on this Reddit is literally calling me small, okay? I promise I'm not 3'6". Actually, what video is this? I think it's from like a Becky video like a year ago.
The interrogation.
Because he's tiny, isn't he? He's tiny for a fully grown man. He's tiny.
I'm not tiny, I promise, okay? Bambino Becky, 5'3", which, quite frankly, is quite accurate. But MARKIE, 3'6". You can add another, like, 3 foot onto that, and you might be close, okay? Actually, in second thought, I am stretching that just a little bit, but I promise I'm not that small. Charli and D'Amelio exposed for vaping. What? Exposed for vaping shouldn't even be in a sentence. How can you be exposed for vaping?
Glow Up LEDs is having a flash sale with 40% off on their best-selling LED strips.
Holy shit. What the fuck? Why is Alvin and the Chipmunks in my ears?
Description and use the discount code below for an extra 10% off. Orders go.
Okay, right, I'm sorry, TikTok's Bill, but this is an awful intro. Jesus Christ, I can't even understand a word you're saying right now. So basically, an account on TikTok leaked a video of Charli vaping. Oh no. Saying isn't so. Oh, right, jailer. Jailer, lock that person up right this second. You know, there's some horrible things that these TikTok lot are doing, okay? There's these allegations against Tony Lopez, okay? Quite serious allegations, but that, quite frankly, is nothing. Charli D'Amelio is vaping, and that's what we should be focused on right now. Yeah, okay, right. I am completely convinced that the person running this account is probably too young to have a YouTube channel. Yes, me and Charli vapped, which is an interesting word. We don't anymore, though. I will be turning my comments off now, but why does she even have to address? That is so stupid. You know, I hadn't actually seen the video before this, but I'd seen a bunch of people on Twitter complain about it, like actual like grown adults complaining that Charli D'Amelio's vaping and saying that's completely against the law because she's not 21, and it's like, okay then, how old were you when you had your first drink of alcohol? I get there'll be a minority that probably were 21, but let's be honest, most people weren't. And it's not as if she posted a video herself and went on a YouTube channel or a TikTok and was like, hey guys, there's this new thing called vaping. You should really give it a try. It's really cool. She's a teenager, man. That's what teenagers do. And if there's anyone who's actually getting angry about this, I'd honestly just say go outside or something. Maybe have a bath, you know, make your life a little bit more interesting, because that's actually mental. I'm screaming, I merged Callum and Nick Ocado. Oh my god. Somehow and some way, and bear in mind it's from me, I've managed to fix his hairline, which it takes a lot for me to fix someone's hairline. But no, that is a very scary image that I never want to see again, okay? And I just want to say thank you for using a picture from his actual videos and not the OnlyFans, because I would have probably had to stop the series just as it started. James Charles drags Lauren Conrad. Now, gotta be honest, I'm not 100% sure who Lauren Conrad is, but I'm sure we're about to find out.
I've just been really sitting here thinking like, wow, could this actually get any weirder or any worse? And it just did. I just opened a PR package from a new makeup brand from somebody who has no business having a makeup brand.
He's an angry little soul sometimes, isn't he, James Charles? Jesus Christ. Like, realistically, okay, and this might be a very unpopular opinion, but who really decides if someone has any business making a makeup brand? Like, David Beckham's got a lot of fragrances that he sells, okay? But I'm pretty sure David Beckham didn't grow up and study the art of fragrances. It probably is a bit of a business move as well. Are you then gonna go out and say that David Beckham doesn't have any right to have a fragrance? Is that really what we're trying to say here? I think as long as you're working with the right people who know how to make the product actually go good, and you do get passionate about the product, and you try and get involved, and you try and work out how you can actually make the product better, then who's to say you can't be involved? But yet again, I haven't seen this video yet, so it could be a lump of shit. Oh god, wait. Before we do get any further, I just scroll down the comments, and let's have a read of these, shall we? He made one pallet with MARKIE, and not even his own company, and now he's qualified to say who has business making brands or not. Sister, sit down, girl. Someone who has no business doing makeup. Isn't that the same thing he said about Alicia Keys, only to find out later that it was more of a skincare line and not a makeup line? He needs to get over himself. If this continues, he will end up like the people he hates. Yeah, I don't think James Charles is as bad as like Jeffree Star and all these people, because I mean, I've said it so many times, I think Jeffree Star is one of the most unlikable people on the platform, but he does seem to act very rash out of nowhere, and that's for someone who literally lost 3 million subscribers for being cancelled before. And granted, a lot of the stuff wasn't true, but after you've had that experience, you'd think that you'd maybe think about what you say. I don't know, maybe I'm just talking shit.
There's no highlighter in there, nor is there, and it's not even sealed. Like, I actually just received this piece of plastic in a PR box.
Gee, he's so angry, isn't he? Jesus Christ. Should at that point you would just like message the person maybe, especially if it's like another influencer. Who is this Lauren Conrad person? Right, okay, right, I'm on her Twitter and I'm not 100% sure what she's mainly known for, but she has 3 million followers, so she's quite clearly known. And you can see here from a recent tweet that that's probably what the item was supposed to look like. And I imagine they just packaged the wrong thing. It was maybe just like a test product or something like that. Wait, let's see if she actually did say anything. Oh, she did. Okay, let's have a look.
For those asking about the empty components sent to James, let me tell you a fun story. The woman who put together the gifts, it was me, decided to fill a makeup bag full of empty samples to make sure everything would fit inside. When beauty products arrived and it was time to fill all of the makeup bags, she, again me, accidentally included a bag full of empties with the others and it was sent out. She will be let go immediately.
That's actually quite a funny little response, isn't it? Hey, Lauren Conrad has a bit of banter about her. But yeah, it seemed like it was a mistake, and it was for a free package that James Charles got. Like, granted, it would be very different if a customer actually bought them and got empty items, but it was literally for free. Like, what can you really complain about? I think this is just James Charles being rash yet again. And then as you can see here, he went on to post an apology to the girl, okay? So everything seems to be sorted. What a nice little end to a rather interesting story, okay? Let's see what else we got in here. Bucket hat content. Why is this one of the most upvoted things on here? So fun story, I actually got given this TikTok hat and like a TikTok I can't even fucking speak, Jesus Christ. And a TikTok denim jacket and like a t-shirt and stuff, because I went to the TikTok offices in London when like the app started blowing up or whatever, and I was gonna start using it, but then I realized that the people who do blow up on TikTok are like good looking people who could dance, and quite frankly I don't match any of the criteria. So now I just wear this hat in spirit, you know? Makes me feel like I'm one of them. Actually, whilst we're on the topic, let me give a quick shout out to Ellie here, who messaged me for 20 days in a row just so I would make a video with a bucket hat on. So if that isn't commitment, then I don't know what is. And as much as I'm praising that, okay, please don't do that. I'm sure there are much better things to do, okay? It's me wearing a TikTok hat. It's not exactly the greatest thing in the world. I enjoy taking YouTubers' tweets and making them into something they aren't. First victim, Callum Markey. Hello, I now have a Reddit. Bully me. Which seems to be what you've took quite literally, actually. But yeah, honestly, just post anything on here. I don't care. I have quite thick skin, so you can take the piss out of me. Unless it's about my height. And then you might just ruin my day. TikTokers getting exposed for being gross. And I might have to blur that word, because it does get very demonetized. But we're going to go with nonsense, eh? And I think some long-time viewers, even if you are American, will know exactly what that means. Tony Lopez and his terrible apology, and Benji and JJ grooming. Right, I have no idea who Benji and JJ are, so I'm not going to talk about that just because I haven't seen it and I could say something completely wrong. But this Tony Lopez guy, okay, he's been exposed quite a bit recently for sending messages to people who are quite frankly underage, and the messages you really shouldn't be sending people. And I'm not going to go into the ins and outs of like all the receipts or whatever, because there's plenty of videos on YouTube talking about that. But honestly, the thing that blew my mind the most was his apology. Let's have a look at this dead quick. Hey guys, I want to take a minute to address the recent accusations that have been made against me. I'm not proud of my past choices and actions I have made, and I'm truly disappointed in myself for them. I'm still new to entertainment/LA scene, and I'm quickly learning that you can't believe everything that you are told. Once I found out the truth, I immediately stopped. Which, by the way, what the fuck does that even mean? First of all, I'm still new to the entertainment LA scene. That has nothing to do with anything, okay? You don't have to be in entertainment or be in the LA scene to know that that's not right, okay? That's a stupid sentence. And this whole once I found out the truth, I immediately stopped. I'm guessing he means as soon as he found out their ages, which wasn't actually true. There's plenty of messages to show of him being like, oh, why are you 16 and all this stuff. So that's just not true if that's what he's trying to say. I know these actions are not taken lightly and were extremely irresponsible of me. As a young man, I will hold myself responsible for this mistake rather than run from it. I will learn from it to help better educate myself for now and the future. I promise I will make better, well-informed decisions, okay? That is Tony Lopez's no-tap apology for probably the most serious allegations you can possibly be given. So, I forgive him. Okay, Okay, obviously that is completely a joke, and I think the people that are seeing this and being like, oh, well, completely fine then, eh? Tony Lopez, I'll get back to making my fan edits. It's just the dumbest shit ever, and I think Curtis Connor actually summed it up perfectly. And no tap apology for that naughty word I'm not allowed to say. Damn, 2020 is truly something else. 174k likes. Yeah, my thoughts exactly, okay? That sums it up perfectly. Oh, wait, what the fuck's this? Better apologize for this too while you got the app open. This is exactly the reason why I didn't do TikTok in the end. Fucking hell. Who would win? That with me and Becky. This absolute chad of a man. Oh, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I am. I would have to pick Becky. Us Welsh people must stick together. This is my subreddit, thank you very much. Like, win at a drinking contest. Like, Becky would win at an arm wrestle. Callum, like, win at being the most charming. Ty, like, who wins at being the funniest. Ty looks like a win-win. Okay, that is the most mental construction of a sentence I've ever seen in my life. But to answer the statement you just said there, I reckon I would win at every single one of them, apart from now who was the funniest, because Becky just overtook me in subs, so we took a massive fat L on that. Fun story, when we first moved into this flat, I think I had maybe 150,000 more subscribers than Becky, and now she's past me. I had literally the biggest head start you could possibly have, and now I'm losing. So if that isn't the fattest L of 2020, then I don't know what is. Me watching your videos from Australia. We got the kangaroo, and cigarette butts, and bong, fucking, oh, the TikTok bucket hat, hey, I rate that, and Becca on the wall. I don't know if that's to take the piss out of my accent or you genuinely think she's called Becca. And I've just realised exactly what that is there, and that is probably the oldest picture of me on the internet currently, and thank God it's on a slant, because I don't want that anywhere seen, especially on my videos, so you better not find it. Please react to Russell Hartley. He has a bunch of TikToks as a dating coach and even has a YouTube channel. I know a few of us have done videos on him, but I'd love to see your reaction. Okay, right, I have no idea who this is, so let's have a look at this.
Now, I know I'm going to get a lot of pushback from women on this, but frankly, I don't care. Don't listen to him, fellas. Women are juggling men far more than you would believe. That's why they all use Snapchat. Snapchat's straight up for hoeing. That's it.
Yeah, is that the tagline for it, is it? You know what, we may as well change the description on the App Store now, okay? Because quite clearly, Russell knows the actual definition of this app.
Bigger players than men by far. Oh? What's that? You don't believe me? Bust open any girl's Instagram DMs right now and you're gonna see her talking to 20 different dudes, mark my word.
Right, so who the fuck is this guy then? Is he just meant to be like the love doctor that knows every single thing about girls? Because this isn't what I expected him to look like. But you know what, Russell, if you said it, then it must be true, eh? Who am I to doubt you?
All of these posts that women make on Instagram and TikTok where they're just presenting to men are just for them trying to source prospective mates, just like chimpanzees in the wild.
Okay, right, I take it back what I said about Jeffree Star earlier in the video when I said he was the most unlikable person on the internet. I think we've actually found a better one. Never a truer word has been spoken, and it's a very old tweet from me. What does it say? First Dr. Disrespect, now Logan Paul filming in public bathrooms. In all fairness, he's definitely filmed in worse places, Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's a bit of a rough tweet from me, isn't it? But you can't say I'm wrong, can you? Okay, Logan Paul is definitely filmed in worse places than a bathroom. Have a think about it. Check out Keisha's video on footage of Shane Dawson being worse than the videos circulated. Oh god, okay, it's been a while since I spoke about Shane Dawson, so this could be anything, quite frankly.
We started talking, and I was maybe 19, and he was probably like, honestly, like 15, I don't know.
Oh god, that's not a good start.
He's like, yeah, you live in LA? I'm like, yeah. He's like, where? And I was like, North Hollywood. He's like, oh, I'm here right now. I'm like at a hotel, and I'm like, oh. And he's like, yeah, we should like hang out. It was like 1 in the morning. I was like, oh. And then I was like, oh, isn't that kind of weird though? And he goes,
yes.
It's cool, it's just my sister.
Definitely weird, mate.
Anything, she's asleep. I was like, what's happening? So I told my mom, who was like watching Nancy Grace, I was like, Mom, I think Fred is trying to fuck me. And my mom's like, I'll drive. And
just when you thought it couldn't get any worse.
Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm having a gay pedophile heart attack right now. I'm at Burbank, and there's a little boy.
Oh, no, 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 no. You know, like, so many people will try and come out and say, like, it's all jokes and stuff like that, but how many jokes can you make, and how severe can the jokes be before it becomes very, very worrying?
please explain what you want me to do.
I want him to chew that gum, and then give it to me.
In your mouth?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, he was actual creep, wasn't he? This is a meetup. This is a fuck. Oh my god. I don't know how many I can actually react to here because it's quite hard to make jokes when it's this disgusting.
Will you marry me?
How old are you?
12.
Oh my god, oh my god. Yeah, okay, right. On that note, I think it's probably about time we end this video, isn't it? Jesus fucking Christ, man. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, please do leave a like down below, subscribe if you are new, head over to the Reddit, leave some suggestions similar to like the ones you've seen in this video. You kind of get a good grasp of like the type of stuff I'd like to see. Basically, I want to mix of just some like funny like memes and pictures that we can talk about, and then like any drama related stuff, okay? Anything you see on the internet that you would love my opinions on, just put it down in the Reddit, suggest the topic, maybe even a link to a video for context, and it's that simple, okay? And the best person who does that throughout the last month is gonna make £250, okay? That's simple. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow then, okay? Right. Goodbye.
T-H, I'm a red, A, B to the Y. I'm a T-star, boy, and that's forever till I die.